Hey, Crisis DN here. Today I'm here to talk about the hockey helmet. Probably the most important piece of equipment that your player is going to don on the ice. Want to make sure that your kid is covering, protecting their dome, their melon, their moneymaker for when they move out of the house. Because you eventually want them to move out of the house and they need their brain to do that, so we need to protect their brain. Right? Because you don't want to be paying for them long after they're supposed to be out of the house. You're paying for them enough as it is, especially if you're a hockey parent or hockey guardian. So we're going to talk about the important hockey helmet. This helmet here is my daughter's helmet. It's a fairly new helmet. She just upgraded from an adult small to an adult medium helmet because her current helmet, while it was still in good condition, was starting to get small, so it was starting to hurt her head. So that's important thing number one is that the fit. The helmet needs to fit comfortably. While it needs to be tight enough that if you grab them by the helmet, by the cage, and you move their head back and forth and move the helmet back and forth, the head should move along with it. So it should be a snug fit. Hopefully the padding in there is good and well put together, but it definitely needs to fit and needs to be a snug fit, right? You don't want their head moving around in the helmet. The helmet, like I said, should be in good shape, no cracks. Plastic is all intact. With the helmet size, not all helmets. As you move up in size or change size, hopefully the helmet can be adjustable. With this helmet, when we put it on my daughter, I had to adjust it a little bit. It was a little too big, so I had to adjust it down. On this helmet specifically, there's a little tab here that you open up, and then you can see these little grommets here. You move the helmet. Once you loosen this or release this, you can move the helmet, move the back of the helmet closer to the head and farther away to open it up a little bit if it starts getting too small. What else about the helmet? So helmet, youth player, you'll see all the way up to juniors. They have to have a cage, have to have some kind of face protection. You don't want to get hit in the face, obviously, with a puck. I know you see NHL players or pro players, they wear like a half visor or no face shield at all. You don't see that too often with NHL players now. They at least wear a visor to protect their eyes, but they don't have a full face shield. If your child is playing youth hockey, they will be mandated to have a face cage. There are several types, two types specifically. First one is the cage you see here, this type. The wire cage is just metal cage that you have to see through. At first, it's not hard to get used to, but you have to get used to it because you're looking through a cage, right? It's not perfectly aligned, your eyes with the holes in the cage. But eventually your brain gets used to that being in front of you, and it kind of just removes it. You're looking at it and it just kind of removes that, so you basically see through the cage. So it ends up not being a big deal. The other type is a bubble, what they call a bubble. It's a full plastic face shield. So it's so you could see through it like a brand new one. You can see right through it, no big deal, but it covers the entire face, eyes, chin. Some kids like it. My kids have never had them. I've seen kids that do have them that struggle with them because they fog up pretty bad. You have to buy like a special, like you can get an expensive cage, more expensive bubble that maybe it has some kind of coating that prevents fogging, but most of the time kids have to buy this special spray, like to spray on it to minimize the fogging issue. I see them constantly having to lift up their cage, which is unsafe in a game, trying to wipe it to see. So I don't think they're worth the extra field of vision or extra expansion. I wouldn't even say expansion. They're not worth the vision, clarity, in compared to the cage versus the negatives of fogging up all the time. Another issue with them is if you don't take care of them and put them in like their own separate bag and you throw them in with all the other equipment, the plastic will get scratched up like lenses on sunglasses or your reading glasses or regular glasses, and over time you just can't see out of them anyway because the plastic's all dinged up. So your choice, but I do recommend the cage. With the cage, it's got a chin, like a chin strap, so a chin thing, where your chin rests. I actually, if you can see here, I modified my daughter's because the regular chin strap is like a foam and it's irritating. It irritated her. She was uncomfortable. So I ended up getting a football chin strap sleeve. You see it says Nike on there. Nike doesn't make hockey equipment anymore, so that's my do-it-yourself. I was able to do that. I had the I had to modify the chin strap to do that, but it worked just fine. It worked great for last season, and so we're doing it again this season. As you can see on the helmet, there are a bunch of straps. You have the actual chin strap, that chin strap here that snaps on like this, and it goes under the chin. That prevents your helmet from getting knocked off your head. Like if it does pop up, the chin strap should stop it. And then you have two straps. You got a strap here and a strap here. These two are the ones that like buckle to your helmet to hold the face cage in place and the chin rest snug to your chin, which also helps keeps the cage down, one, and then also helps keep the helmet on in case it gets hit or your kid hits it on something. It doesn't cause the helmet to fall off or slide up. There's pieces here that hold the helmet, like the cage. They're like cage stops. You can adjust those depending on where is most comfortable for your child and where their chin is sitting. If their chin kind of sticks out a little bit, you might want to adjust the stops, maybe down more to hold it out more. But right now, for my daughter, it sits like this. What else about the helmet? Like I said in my first video about general equipment stuff, if you're going to buy new or like new, I recommend, like if you're thinking about new versus used, for a helmet, since it is protecting your child from getting a concussion or another head injury, I recommend you don't go any cheaper than a like new, preferably a new helmet, just because you want to make sure that the helmet is in peak condition going into the season. This helmet's like brand new, so that's the one thing I do splurge on are helmets. But if you do buy a used one, just make sure all the plastic's good. Make sure all the padding inside is all good. Like these things are glued in, so just make sure that somebody, if you did buy this used, they didn't leave it out in the heat, because if you leave it out in the heat, the glue will actually start to fail. The adhesive will fail and the padding will start falling out. So you want to make sure all the padding is nice and snug and not moving around too much. You want to make sure that the ear pieces are snug and intact. Like the chin strap is all good. All the fasteners are there. Like if you buy a used one, make sure all the screws, all the the chin strap fasteners, the face cage fasteners are all intact. No, you want to minimize the amount of rust. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of rust on these, because if there's rust on them, that means they're starting to deteriorate and the pieces are starting to fail. What else? So I think that's it on the helmet. Like I said, the helmet, most important piece of gear on your child. So make sure you're doing whatever it takes to ensure that the helmet helmet integrity is solid. Oh, last thing, I forgot. So, see these stickers on the back? There's two certification stickers. One's like for Canada. This one that's red and blue. It's certified hockey helmet, and then it says something in French. I don't speak French, even though I spent 2 years in Canada near Quebec. Never did learn French. Kids did though. Sucks for them. This is the sticker that you should sort of pay attention to. It's called the Hockey Equipment Certification Council sticker. It's some certifying body that says that once these helmets are manufactured, they're good for up to 6.5 years after that. So yeah, the Heck sticker, not the Hell sticker, just Heck. I would tell you that I bought this helmet new on ProStockHockey.com. I mentioned that in my first video. I got it at a super discount, and I think I got it for a big discount because this Heck certification expired a year ago, but the helmet's brand new, right? It's never been used. It's been on the shelf the whole time. So while the certification is expired, I would say based on the integrity of the helmet and look and the condition, that this helmet is brand new. So no one on your team, no one in your association, refs, none of them should look at that sticker and say you gotta get off the ice because that's expired. Because I don't think there's any USA Hockey rule that requires that to not be expired. I've never seen anyone get tossed for theirs being expired. I've seen some pretty sketchy helmets out there on kids. And nobody says anything. So all I will tell you is that if it's not expired, great, but the most important thing is that the helmet is in good condition. So, and if you're not sure it's in good condition, you can always ask somebody, ask your coach. If you get a minute with them, ask another experienced parent, somebody who's been doing this a while. They may be able to help you as well. And, you know, hopefully you just watch this 10+ minute video and that'll help as well. And that is it on a hockey helmet. I appreciate you watching. Hit that subscribe button. Crisis DN out.